once you've completed the online assessments with your students, you can then review the data. To see the data, go to the school team, select your class, scroll down, and you'll see two headings, assessment scores and assessment score breakdown. Let's look at assessment scores to begin with. So here I can see the individual learners who have taken the phase 2 assessment. I can see when they took it, and I can see which sections they completed. I have here a raw score, a percentage, and I've also got the time that it took to complete that particular part of the assessment. You can see that we use a colour coding system, so green is good, yellow isn't too bad, and then orange and red, those are areas that we probably need to review. The eye tracking check asks the learner to read two short phrases. One is presented in large text and one in small text. If a tick is appearing in the eye tracking section, that shows that the learner was able to read the small and large text equally well. So we can see that's happened here for Hermione. So it's unlikely that there is an eye tracking weakness for this learner. The cross means that the learner did not pass the eye tracking check. This is either because they read the large text okay but struggled to read the small text, or because they successfully read both texts but were significantly slower on the small text. So if we have a closer look at Ron, and let's have a look at his phase 4 assessment. So here we can see he spent about 9 seconds decoding that first sentence, but 18 seconds decoding the second sentence. So although he got it right, it took a lot longer. So he was probably having some difficulty reading that smaller text size. Any child showing as not passing the eye tracking check needs to get started with the eye tracking exercise routine. You can watch our video on the intervention training zone to see how to do this. The stop or no entry symbol indicates an inconclusive result. This is most likely because the learner did not read the small or the large text, and so we cannot yet conclude if there is an eye tracking weakness or not for the learner. As the child's general reading improves, the teacher should do the eye tracking check again. Finally, if I scroll down from the learner overview, I can see a team assessment score breakdown, where the learner view is useful for identifying children who may need an intervention or additional support. This team overview is great for identifying gaps in knowledge to be addressed in whole class teaching. For example, I can see that we need to review the grapheme T and the grapheme R. We also need to look at the tricky words and of, so I could think about adding those flashcards to Quick Dash. I can see quite a bit of yellow appearing in that blending row, so I should probably start the segment reblend technique with all of my students. Again, there is a video of this in the intervention training zone. I can see there's some yellow and red appearing in the nonsense words row, so I could look at doing more spot the fake game or the real or not real game. Both of these are in the manual and they are great for practicing decoding those nonsense words. And of course, being able to decode nonsense words or alien words is very important for the phonics screening check. If at any point I want to add a note about how an assessment went for a learner, I can do that directly after the assessment, or I can come back and click on the speech bubble and just type in my comment there. It will then record it, and then at a later date I can come back, click the speech bubble, and I will see the comment there.